We are brought to you by TABtouch. Got the touch? Download the TABtouch app today. What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. This is the Hardball Gets AFL show. My name is Nick Rynne, joined by just Xavier Ellis today. Rhino's pissed off on a holiday.
Yeah, Rhino's gone down south. Good on him. He's had a long year.
He has. It is it is a bit of trade stuff for Rynne. There's no good time.
Is there?
Yeah, well, the Judd McVee, so I was landing, coming back from Melbourne yesterday. Opened the phone when looking on the tarmac and the Judd McVee stuff.
Well, I haven't read any of it, mate.
Judd McVee's requested a trade
I've gone Cottesloe Golf Club Friday,
Yeah.
Claremont Hotel Friday night, AFL charity games Saturday morning, into a mate's house Saturday afternoon, into some Bridget's in Doubleview, into 9 o'clock UFC, into a pub after. Mate, footy, I watched the game, but I'll give you the hot tip. I could not give two what Judd McVee's going to do. Judd McVee? Judd McVee.
So he's requested trade to Freo. The best part about it was I opened my phone and saw it. I showed it to the bloke I was with, and then a guy behind us goes, just another missed Kit Kat for Rhino there, eh?
Actually, so we are only in a two-man band today. So off the back of last week, and I'll verbatim use a quote that was used by a listener saying the shit you guys served up last week wouldn't have made it to community radio at 3 a.m. in the morning. So let's keep it very quiet and no more shout-outs about blokes on planes. I get the comment there, but we don't need to do any more shout-outs.
Okay.
We do one thing where we track a listener's bet that was sent to us last week after we recorded. A young fella had $50 on Matty Rao to win the Brownlow into Geelong at the start of the year to win. It was about $18,000. I think it was about $18,000. And his cash out was $9,200 off the top of my head.
Something about that.
All he needed was Geelong to win. And he wrote to us asking for advice. I'm a cash outer. None of my mates are. My mates are ride or die. I'm a cash outer, but we advised him, didn't we, Rynne, to
what was your comment was because he's a Geelong fan as well.
He was a big Geelong fan. And I thought, if you're a massive fan, you'd happily pay. The equivalent in happiness, you take as the bit you miss out on cash out. So I was like, Geelong win, he took the 9,200.
Yes.
You got 9,200 and the joy of winning a premiership.
Yep.
You lose, you got 9,200 to make you feel better.
Yeah, which is where he found himself.
So end of the day, he cashed out. And so that ticket was worthless in the end, but he cashed out and took the 9,200. So
it's a fair
well
bet.
done to that young gentleman who was a Geelong supporter. So that's a good way to do it. Rynne, let's quickly get into our multis.
He did better than any of us. So I had Shannon Neal to kick a goal, tick. Cam Rayner to kick a goal, tick. Zach Bailey to kick a goal. We got there eventually. Tom Atkins, 15. The ones who let me down were Jack Martin to kick a goal, and he was the sub, and they also refused to put him on.
I think a lot of those bets can be voided too if they do start sub from memory.
Oh, really?
If you sub,
this one doesn't count.
Good to know. No, I've done the same thing. That's the only reason why I'm saying it, because I had Jack Martin as well.
I had Brian Myers and Callum Archie, the other ones that didn't come in for me.
Yeah, I don't need to go leg for leg on mine. I was dog shit. Stengel, Martin, Rayner, and Dunkley all let me down, and Rhino's first leg failed. He went Geelong. So whatever happened after that didn't matter, but he had Stengel as well. Stengel, he's a pretty wayward shot at goal, Tyson Stengel. I've noticed it more and more.
He is. His season a couple of years ago was obviously elite, but...
no, he's still been okay, but he's more wayward than I remembered. I thought he was a bit of a sharpsapshooter.
Well, he's just come back to the pack, hasn't he?
He's got a bit of Shea Bolton about him.
Yeah,
just fire bullets and see where they land.
So that's it. We don't have the totals for the year, but fair to say...
You win.
I win.
You win.
I
would be second, and Rhino would be third.
All right.
No, in all seriousness, though, just quickly, we will talk about Judd McVee because I haven't seen any of it. As a proud major sponsor of Fremantle Football Club, Woodside has accepted the challenge of supporting local footy at all levels, from grassroots to greatness, so it can thrive through WA, Woodside Australia's leading energy company. So what has he said? He said he wants to come to Freo. And what a Freo, is there a price tag that's been
I don't think it's a price tag. It's been around that he was maybe going to come back to WA, maybe going to stay in Melbourne. It was more of a... I thought it was tending towards staying in Melbourne recently, but then yesterday he's just come out and nominated Freo. So.
Well, I think Melbourne are going to get depleted, so he's going to leave. Petrarca, the strong
word. Is that
word.
going to happen?
Strong word is that this week he will ask for a trade. Yes.
Where to?
I don't know. I've got no idea. I'm actually hoping not Hawthorn.
Yeah. Oh,
12 months ago, I was hopeful for that. Now Zach Merritt's in the game. Give me Zach Merritt over Christian Petrarca.
Yeah.
Times 2.
I'd like him at Adelaide.
Yeah,
that
would be very good. Except Petrarca's become a player. Look, he's still a good player. Don't get me wrong. But he's not. He's not the top 5 player in the competition. He handballs.
No.
He's turning into like not a Tom Mitchell in terms of handball to kick ratio, but he handballs way more than he kicks most of the time. All the time.
Okay.
And he's a wayward kick.
But it's better. That's why he kind of fits at Adelaide. He's not going there to be the guy. He's going there to be number 2 or 3.
So I reckon he almost needs to be the guy at Adelaide.
You think? What, Jordan Dawson?
Yeah, Dawson and then Daylight.
Yeah, okay. The other things that I think Malcolm Roses from Gold Coast. Going to Sydney, I think. I haven't done preparation here. I'm just scanning. Tommy Morris says Oscar McInerney's weighing up his future. They're bringing in Sam Draper.
So 14 games really quickly. Christian Petrarca had 14 handballs or more. It's way too many. So that'll do, Rynne. On that then, we're going to be short and sharp
Jamie
today.
Elliott
We're not floating around like stoners.
Jamie Elliott might go to the Suns as well.
Did you hear Jamie Elliott's offer?
Oh, from Collingwood?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it 400,000 or something?
Where is it all tied up?
Well, Dan Houston and Perryman last year all on both on about 900 or something.
Christ.
Geez, you could find Dan Houston 400 and you could find Perryman 400 and then give the rest to Jamie Elliott, I would have thought. Anyway, all right, let's go.
So, give us your overall take after the game. You were sitting there icing up
this is not how we're doing it, Rynne. We've spoken about it. We're going to present a topic and then we're going to talk about the topic.
All right, let's do it.
All right, let's start. Snoop Dogg, what did you think?
I didn't mind it.
Yep.
I realised that day.
Well, you were there.
I was there. Yeah, it was good on the ground. He sort of was right next to the race where he came out. I liked the marching band vibes.
Was it as good as the operation we had 2 years ago, 3 years ago when we were down with Robbie Williams, actually almost on the stage with Robbie Williams?
Just didn't actually see any of the set, but we saw Robbie. He was. I liked it. I thought it was fine. I don't think there's any it's a big to-do now. That's the one thing I thought of. I was reflecting back on even Kiss and the Killers and stuff. It was just kind of they wheeled out a little stage and they sat, hang on there. Now it's a big
Is it a full ground? Well, he hired Eddie Had to Marvel to practice.
Yeah, right.
So he'd been using the full dimensions of the football ground.
Did you see the fella who the Snoop Dogg lookalike who was rolling around Melbourne?
Yeah, that was good. He stitched me up. He was on the rush hour with JB and Billy. I dead set thought he was the same bloke. You couldn't tell. He's much shorter. Snoop Dogg, the one thing people complain about, he's not my vibe, he's not my type. I'm a bit old for him or whatever. Yeah, mate, you've got up there, Kazali, sit down.
Yeah.
We give you that. You have that every year.
Mike Brady, obviously the feedback, speaker wasn't, he could not hear the track.
Right.
And he kept shouting at him. You could see him. He was pointing at the speaker, being up, up, up. I can't hear, because he was out of time a little bit. Yeah. Because he was up, up, up.
Are we thinking we might have seen the last of Mike Brady?
Well, no, this was a tech issue.
Oh, it's always a tech issue when they're falling off their perch.
Because then he sang to the techies. He's I need to hear the track.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. It was great.
Shit,
so, I was tough. Shout out, my Brady. Very tough.
So, who played with Snoop? Because I left halfway through.
Jessica Mowboy.
Yeah.
Jumped out for a bit. And Baker Boy played a bit of
Baker Boy. Who was on the guitar? Was that someone famous on guitar?
Tash Sultana.
Was that Tash Sultana? Yeah. There you go.
Out of 10?
Anthem. Oh, it's fine. It's a solid 8.
Solid 8.
It's always difficult when he sings the radio edits of everything. You actually know the actual songs. That's not the words.
Yeah, what was that? Rage Against the Machine famously played on live TV, like the BBC or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, when they were meant to mime?
No, well, they weren't. They promised they weren't going to sing. I don't know.
You won't do it. You told.
Correct. And they promised and promised and promised. And yep, cool. And then they went live with them. And they sang the OG version. And they had to pull them, but they got 30 seconds of the OG in before they were pulled. It was very, very funny. Google it. Google it if you want to see that. All right, so Snoop Dogg an 8 out of 10.
All right, okay, let's table Will Ashcroft. So this is 3 seasons in the AFL, 2 premierships.
The highs and all the lows.
And an ACL. This is not, I know they're very different players, and he's not at this level yet, but there is a bit of dusty about him in sort of get to the end of the regular season, you're he's had a pretty good year.
Yeah.
Gets to grand final day and he goes ballistic.
I disagree a bit. Dusty was always been a one wood though. Yeah, Will Ashcroft's the fourth banana in there. And I don't mean the fourth banana in an offensive way. Say they do I don't know, does AFL Live or do they do ratings, player ratings? They do, don't they?
Probably.
So, like, Lockie Neal would be 89, Dunkley would be 88, McCluggage would be 88, he'd be 87 probably.
Yeah,
Will Ashcroft's good enough to be a first or second banana in most sides, but just that midfield, I reckon he's probably the fourth, but it's only by, like, one or two rating points. Yeah, so he's never going to get the attention. No. But he is the cleanest player, like, under pressure a couple of times in that third quarter.
Yeah.
He's handballing, flick one. I saw Nathan Brown show up, but on the day I was like, shit, that was good. Handballing to the big Rever and one to Fletcher, just clean, quick, and crisp.
Clean as you like.
And whilst I mentioned Fletcher, I'm glad Hodgie gave him votes. Hodgie gave him full votes, and he was the only one to give him a vote. Joseph Fletcher was incredible.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. That's the whole.
Are you still giving me 1,001 he'll win a Brownlow at some stage?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I thought that's probably Rhino. That sounds more like a Rhino.
Yeah, no, neither of you took the bet. But,
no, what did I say? I said like 5 All Australians.
Yeah,
but Brownlow wasn't quite convinced.
He was amazing, mate. 30 disposals.
So does he go in the middle or does he stay on half-back?
I think he just stays on half-back for another year. And there's nothing wrong with being a half-back. We say it all the time. Like Corey Enright didn't have the thirst to go into the midfield. Grant Birchall didn't have the thirst to go into the midfield. Like, you can actually be a really, really good half-back flanker.
Yeah, that's it. That's insane that they got both those guys in that 1 year.
Who?
As father-son. Ashcroft. Will Ashcroft
crazy.
and Jasper Fletcher.
Will Ashcroft, very, very good. All right, I'm going to go to Geelong, and I'm going to go to the Geelong fans. Are they the weirdest fans in the entire competition?
So you've seen...
They made me spew on my phone. What the are they?
They're strange cats.
I now look at my mates who have associated themselves with Geelong Football Club, Hawks, so I look at them in a different light. Like, is that the weird-ass stuff that goes on down in Catland?
Is there something strange goes on? So you saw the vision of, bloke in full suit.
Is he the sovereign citizen who's refusing?
Oh, no, that was Catman. Yeah, that's Catman.
Yeah, then the one in full suit?
The one in full suit was genuinely, like, you see that video, that's me. He was sitting in the seat directly behind me. His mate poured, like, an entire beer down my other mate's back, and they were just going, and, like, the whole game, like, they were going, and then, like, full suit in a cat. And the point where it got to me was that Mullen kicked the goal. And they're like, oh, who's that? Who's that guy? Like, excuse me.
Oh, not your man.
You can't dress in a full Geelong cat suit and not know who the bloke who's played 18 to 20 games.
The game day morning where Catwoman was having a meow ordering a tea. What world do we live in? I'm glad Gorringe put it up, but it actually made me feel sick.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to wonder what they're farming down there. On all that land.
I would have to live on a farm if I was down there. I wouldn't want to be anywhere near it.
Well, you reckon they're all townies?
Mate, what are they on?
Yeah, it's...
do they think it's a thing to meow at each other? That's not a thing.
There's plenty of normal Geelong supporters, but the top end is weirder than the...
How do I get him out of... No. Everyone says, like, West Coast has the worst supporters or Collingwood. Yeah. I tell you what, they might have some aggressive supporters, both those clubs. We don't have full weirdos doing meows at each other.
Yeah. No one dresses as a bird.
How do I get that out of my algorithm?
You can't. It's going to be weeks.
It's in everyone's algorithm, isn't it?
It's not going away. The old sovereign citizen. Chris Fagan.
Yep.
The question is not so much for me like where he sits, because he's now like a very proven coach and he's had success pretty much everywhere he's gone, except for he's obviously Melbourne for a bit.
Yep.
AFL's a game of trends. Is this going to start to change coaching hires a little bit now that he's had 2 flags? He's built the culture there, because they tried it with Noble and it didn't work, but that was also North Melbourne, but
Brisbane was worse than North Melbourne were.
That's true.
Brisbane were diabolical. Like I heard Simon Blake talk to Harris Andrews after the game, and he was like, I didn't know that Blackie and Harris Andrews crossed over.
Oh right,
but like must have been at the dog shit end of Brisbane was Blackie's last year. Harris Andrews must have been a kid.
Yeah.
But look, I'm sure it probably should. They did it with also Brennan Bolton, another one that failed.
Yeah, but they're
picking up Pox clubs.
So the three like aspects for me is where he goes against the norm for coaching hires is age.
Mm-hmm. A very NFL taste to it.
Yeah, it's mainly age. It's never having played at the elite level. I think it's just those two, actually.
But he's a good fella.
Anyway.
And he's a good bloke.
But he's a good bloke, yeah.
No, there could be the third one. He's a good lad.
Because the trend is always, like someone who's done the assistant coaching apprenticeship, and the idea is that they age out. But I think it's almost like the people who made that thing were like the Mick Malthouse and Kevin Sheedy, who stayed too long, so no one wanted to hire an old coach.
Yeah. But what about those players that left Brisbane? So like Elliot Young, that when he won a flag in 2018, it was, what a decision he's made. Played in Grand Final in 2015. I know Doherty left as well. Pollock left.
Yep.
And it was all a great decision. Now you look back, I know they've all retired and moved on, or Elliot Young hasn't played and Doherty's just finished.
Yeah.
But they couldn't have, in their wildest dreams, thought that Brisbane were going to turn around and play 3 grand finals in a row.
Well, it's like that's the Nathan Buckley as well. He did this token year at Brisbane trying to get to Collingwood.
Then got out.
Got out. Missed out on 3 flags.
Yeah, Chris Fagan, he is unbelievable, really good fella. And I think 2 years ago he was almost lost to the game with that stuff from Hawthorn. Bloody good fella. He's probably the most loved coach in the comp these days. I think so. I reckon he would be.
And then like all the footage of him like kicking with his grandson. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good stuff.
Hey, Bailey Smith, end of the year, All-Australian. Probably wins their best and fairest, him or Max Holmes or Jeremy Cameron, top 3 at least. Going to the off-season, how do you feel as though Geelong feel about the Bailey Smith experiment as a whole?
You'd feel pretty good.
And are they anxious about an off-season?
I think you always are anxious about an off-season with Bailey Smith, but there's no way you can be unhappy with what he's done there.
Yeah.
Max Holmes taking another step up this year.
But Bailey Smith put him on the map.
Yes.
You're turning on to watch Bailey Smith. I'm not turning on to watch Max Holmes.
Yeah, but I feel like they're always, like, in terms of, like, relevancy, and they're always there anyway.
Yeah. No, but I've always found them a bit bland in a good way. In a good way.
Yeah, like, that's fair.
In a little bit like Brisbane, boring in a good way. But Bailey Smith's not that. Even little things like Brownlow week, though, they would have just been like, Bailey, just behave.
Yeah, just
be normal. Just walk in, have your photo. Tells Chompers where to go with some beeped out language. Not didn't tell him where to go, but some language.
Where's your speed dealer?
Then he's got the chomp wearing the speed dealers, and then sat there like the Terminator. They'll be like, and then turns up to All Australian night, gets his shoes, and then tries to wear sneakers, and then the president or CEO swaps. I think they'll be very nervous over the off season.
I think they would be very nervous off the off season, but I feel like he's down. Like they could keep him relatively contained down there as well.
He won't be down there the whole time.
Yeah, well,
it's a big wealth for Big Bailey.
Yeah, no, you're not
Did you see the Mad Monday kids today?
No, I haven't seen them yet.
A couple of them turned up in an Aston Martin, Sam de Koning and one other. I can't remember who it was. Anyway, with cotton on number plates and a bag of cash, a bag of brown paper cash.
Too close. That's the other. That's the other note going out from head office.
Nah, they just didn't care. They didn't care. Geelong, Bailey Smith, big ticks for Bailey Smith. I'm be nervous, anxious, and excited to see what next year brings.
Yeah. So did Charlie Cameron? He got no votes in the Norm Smith, right?
Keep talking.
I feel like he had, it was weird watching him go because he's had such a pretty average year.
Very average year.
And then he just exploded. Like he was the one.
0 votes. So the votes was Will Ashcroft 13, Harris Andrews 6, Zach Bailey 5. Zach Bailey would have won it if he just kicked straight. Jasper Fletcher 3, Zorko 2, and Hugh McCluggage 1.
Yeah, because Hugh McCluggage was what he had 26 and 4 goals, but 3 of them were
junk time. He had 10 at half time.
Yeah, it's I'm a bit goal kicking. People don't like forwards. Obviously, when it comes to votes, like he had those 4 goals that sort of helped break the game before it fully broke.
Oh yeah, no, he was exceptional. No, when they hanging on by a thread, and he cut the thread.
Yeah,
he cut the thread.
It was it was incredible. But it was like he was either getting them back or getting them ahead, and then everything broke down. And then
it's funny. End of the year, so Cam Rayner had a really good year. Obviously, Kyle Lohman, I would say, didn't have a good year. Charlie Cameron, I'd say, didn't have a good year. Rayner didn't have a good day for his standards, but Kyle Lohman, I thought, was really important, and then Charlie Cameron was Charlie Cameron. So the other smalls did the job on the day. That
was elite. Sitting next to the Brisbane cheer squad with country road stuff. For all the people who hate music after the goals,
yes.
You just got to be there for that, and you turn you around.
So what did Brisbane do with those older guys? It seems as though there's a lot of players wanting to join Brisbane. Like they'll just be there again.
Yeah.
Like Charlie Cameron's now gone from player 1 to 4, probably in terms of importance, to player 15 to 18.
Yep.
As Bailey and Rayner and those guys get older, like they're just going to keep adding players.
The problem will be when Harris Andrews retires. But he's is he 30? How old's Harris Andrews?
I think he's 30. Do they need Oscar Allen? Was the conversation on Saturday night?
It'd be nice to have another. Like the keys were Logan, who was locked in, and then that Ty
Gallup.
I was about to say Zantuck.
Ty Zantuck. That is a throwback.
Ty Gallup. So he probably just goes in for Ty Gallup. But he's not like
But then don't you want to play Ty Gallop?
Yeah, you probably do, but he's only he's plenty of time. It's his first year.
Yeah, but he's not going to wait. He just want a flag.
Yeah, this is true. Oh, they can fit him in. Like you see Australian ceilings, obviously.
Yeah, but then Draper.
Yeah, well, I think that's why Oscar McInerney's trying to decide what to do.
He's got another year, Oscar McInerney. Keep playing.
Just keep playing.
Keep playing while they're paying you. Yes, please.
Yeah, well, then Darcy Fort probably. I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting to see how it actually.
Darcy Fort had a really good year. And
he's only 20. Harris Andrews only 28.
28.
Disregard.
Yeah, maybe they didn't catch. Oh, Blackie might have been coach there. You know when Simon Black went into coaching it?
Did he?
When they were in the doldrums.
Mate, he could have been there. Blackie had gone to his 37, didn't he?
Yeah, don't know. All right, Geelong's age, Rynne. Where do they go next year?
Well, they just top
up. Are they at a peak or they keep topping up?
They keep topping up, don't they? Is Warple's going there, apparently?
That'll help.
Yeah.
That'll help.
And then the other question will be...
I was off Geelong all year and I looked like a fool, but I was right in the end. They couldn't win the flag. So, I don't know. I just feel like they might have come over the hill.
Yeah. Well,
they might not fall down the hill quickly, but I reckon they're at the other side. And whether they're close enough to the peak still on the other side that they can go again next year.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was wrong this year. I'll go again next year.
But also, I think we said the same thing 2 years ago.
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, no, that's right. No, you had the carton. That was the start of the carton
win streak. I had everything going for them.
They'll just keep topping up. I'm not going to. Yeah, they're old, but Jeremy Cameron's still got another year. Jeez, that was a bad break, wasn't it? So
I'm going to talk about the sub.
Trapped?
So blow the hooter. So after the game, there's talk, they hurt his arm break and stuff. So why did it take so long to sub him?
Yeah. It's a
so there was no confusion. Didn't know it was broken because after the game we've said, oh, no, we heard it break. Don't whinge about the sub rule when Jeremy Cameron goes, a danger set. I heard it break.
Yeah. It was him between his legs, wasn't it? Yeah. Get him off.
Just sub him, get Jack Martin in. Instead, they played whirly-whirls for ages.
Yeah.
Not that it was going to matter, but that was right when the game was on the...
Yeah, that game was slipping away while they were trying to decide. They were down a player. And
it wasn't like Jez had kicked 5 and had the game by the scruff of the neck.
He had an average day already.
Very average day.
And then, on the flip side, Brisbane is just like, we'll get this kid to halftime and then we'll sub Lockie Neal in. I mean, it's obviously there's a different plan because it's Lockie Neal. But
yeah. That couldn't have worked out any better for Fagan again, though.
No, I know.
Coming off with 17 touches, 7 clearances and a goal.
Yes, I was convinced he wasn't going to make the distance in that goal. I'm like, there's no chance here.
Fresh.
And then bang.
100,000.
Well, that's what he said afterwards. He's like, if I'd started, I wouldn't have made the distance.
Nah, the sub rule's gone, but I don't think there's a sub rule to blame about the one on the weekend.
Is it actually gone?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So it's gone.
5 on the bench.
And then out of the 5 on the bench.
Yeah.
So it's 23.
Yeah.
And then out of bounds.
So less time worrying about Judd McVee's bloody career and more worrying about the rules next year, really,
Don't
please.
about the rules, mate. Rules aren't important. Here's an interesting stat from the weekend, which I'm at least 70% sure is true. Brisbane played all of their picks from the previous draft.
Now, have you not looked this up?
Yeah, I've got enough people. Enough people were tweeting it. I was like, he looks credible.
Do I need to look it up?
Levi Ashcroft, Ty Zanter.
Hey, he played a really important part in the game, by the way.
He did. Yeah,
that goal that he kicked was crucial.
Yeah,
at the timing of it.
The action looked very funky, but it somehow made the distance.
Yeah,
didn't
the ball dropped, but he kicked it too close to his. He didn't stretch out on it. But here we go. Brisbane
2024 AFL draft.
Levi Brisbane Ashcroft. Lions have drafted. Yep.
Sam Marshall.
Yep, 25.
And Ty Zanter.
42. Yeah. All 3 played in flags.
That's got to be the first time that's ever happened.
That's crazy.
And this is the weird, not weird, the Brisbane aren't going to go away because they just won a flag playing 3 first-year players.
It's amazing.
And Will Ashcroft wins a Norm Smith at 21. Yeah, that surely has never happened before, unless someone traded away all their picks in drafts.
Their midfield's going to be good. Will Ashcroft, Levi Ashcroft, Fletcher.
And then Daniel Annabel's the kid coming in who could step right in. Yeah, see, this is Brisbane, this is... Oh, everyone always says dynasty team.
Fags looks as though he's going to be in a position to retire as a coach.
Yes.
And that doesn't happen very often.
No. He'll go for what?
Oh, he'll keep coaching for a few years, but they're going to be good for a few years. But eventually he's going to be 65 or 66. So
yeah, I'm ready. I'm
done.
I'm done. I'm out of here, mate. That is the scary thing when people talk about the Ashcrofts, but it's not only the top end, it's the bottom end as well are all like good enough to be in a
Well, they're
premiership
bottom
side
end
in
of the
first
kids.
Year. Yeah. Ellis Academy, Sam Marshall's Academy, Levi Ashcroft's Academy.
Yeah, but that's their bottom end.
Yeah. But they're coming through, so that's why they're going to be frightening for a long time yet.
Oh, that's all I've got on my list.
That's all I've got. Yeah, the last one was Jasper Fletcher Sealing, but we put that in there already. Is it Sealing's a Brownlow, you reckon? How quickly?
No, that was, I said if you give me 1,000 to 1, I'll back him to win a Brownlow.
That's how I remember it.
1,000 to 1, I'll have 100 on it.
Okay, done. This has been the Hardball Gets AFL Show, Grand Final Vibes edition. Make sure to tune back in tomorrow for the mailbag, and then we'll be back next week for a proper not grand final, for a proper AFL Trades 2-minute warning. I'm not recording that again. We're going.
No,
See you later.
But this is how,
See you later, everybody.
This is how it would be done, Rynne. Tune in tomorrow for question time. All three will be back on next week to follow up on the trade draft period. See you next week.
It's not follow up, mate. It hadn't even
Follow up,
started
catch
yet.
up. See ya.
Preview.
Goodbye.